Welcome to All About Business with me, James Reed, the podcast that covers everything about business, management, and leadership. Every episode, I sit down with different guests who've bootstrapped companies, masterminded investment models, or built a business empire. They're leaders in their field, and they're here to give you top insights and actionable advice so that you can apply their ideas to your own career or business venture. Welcome to All About Business Shorts, where I'm joined by the entrepreneur, tech CEO, and journalist Sue Douglas. In this episode, Sue talks to me about the darker side of breaking a story in apartheid South Africa.
But then your career really sort of lit up, didn't it? I mean, you ended up being a Fleet Street editor.
I did.
So talk me through that and how you did that.
So the track from medical went... It always involves a man, you see, as a woman. My then boyfriend from Arthur Andersen days had moved to South Africa to start the Anderson's office in Johannesburg. And I didn't want to go because I was loving what I did. Long story short, also it was apartheid South Africa, and I was quite politically opposed to that. But then he sent me a one-way ticket and told me he'd bought me a sports car. So on that basis, I went.
You like cars?
I do.
Okay.
My 18th birthday present from said father, the engineer who wanted us to be boys, was the skid pans at Brands Hatch. So you begin to see the DNA here. So I went to South Africa and I worked for the Rand Daily Mail. And there I was on stories as a reporter, having abandoned all my medical background now, and I'm just a reporter and loving it. Nelson Mandela's still in prison, and I'm out in Soweto watching horrible, horrible things. And there was one of those moments, and I think everyone's careers have moments. And I remember I was standing with a photographer and watching a big Afrikaner policeman beating up a young boy, and there were demonstrators, and they'd been silly and they were running riot, and he got hold of him and he was whacking him with a sandbok and really whacking him. And next to me, Greg is taking the pictures and I'm feeling totally impotent with a pencil and a pen and a notebook. And I said, come on, Greg, we've got to stop him. He's going to kill him. And Greg said, no, click, click, the world, click, we'll see this. You stop that and the world won't see it, and you'll be in prison as well. Now I can see that like it was yesterday, and it was a long time ago because I would have been 25 years old, 24. And I think the lessons that I learned there really at the front line made me absolutely fall head over heels in love with being a journalist. So the drama of it, but the import of what you could portray and what you could do, back to the social worker career that I'd been told maybe I should follow. But also, it made me think I can make a difference, and that really, really mattered to me. When I came home after a year there, I thought, right now I won some awards for the journalism I'd done there. I'll waltz into a career in Fleet Street. And I went to The Guardian, which would have been the natural home. I'd been a member of the ANC, a member of Black Sash. I was a very good friend of Winnie Mandela's, and I had all the card-carrying, I'm a Guardian person. And they barely took the time to see me. And I remember the person I went to be interviewed with, important about recruitment again, looking and going, that's a bit contrived. No. So I walked out, and I'm not allowed to say very bad expletives in this interview, but I thought, okay, fine. So I walked down Fleet Street, down in the old days when everybody was literally in one patch, and I walked into the offices of the News of the World. I didn't even know that they were the News of the World. And I said, have you got any shifts for news reporters? And they said, yeah, over there, love. £53.76 a shift. Off you go, over there. And I went over there and registered, and I walked into what was called the animals room. And in the animals room, there was a room about this size, was Paula Yates standing on a desk screaming at, but it was that long ago, a black Bakelite phone. I think maybe it was black plastic by then, screaming at Bob Geldof, and 4 other people in the room who I still am in touch with. One of them, Rebecca Brooks, who later became chief exec of the whole of News UK. And there were fairly exotic other animals. And I thought, again, I found my métier. So I love that, again, contrarian, inclusive, slightly mad world.